Good morning, folks. Uh, Happy Friday. I appreciate everybody that's taking their time out of their day, especially on a Friday, and especially for those of you that might be on extremely short notice, it sounds like, to join us. It's been a little while since we've been able to get together in light of recent events, at least here at Empowering America. I especially appreciate those of you that have taken their time to come out here. I'm guessing there are probably some questions about, our where we're at with debt. I'm guessing there might be some questions about, what happened with LPG or where we're at with that. And I'm guessing some people actually wanted to come check out, what's going on with AI and Empowering America. I think I've included information throughout this presentation to cover a lot of that. We do have a whole Q&A session at the end, and I am certainly happy to stay and answer any questions that were not answered throughout the presentation, and I'll stay for however long it takes to answer those questions. But I also want to be respectful of people's time. So before we just kind of launch into what we're here, are there any like burning questions that if we don't get these things out of the way, it's going to be distracting for you to sit here and listen to the whole presentation? So I do want to take care of that if there are. Awesome. Well, look, again, I appreciate everybody coming here. Let me start sharing my screen. I think that is what I want to share. Hopefully you see, it says Empowering America, Technology and Our World with James Farias. And then I think this is what I want to look at. Okay. So the reason we're here today, obviously, we've been very busy. Uh, Even though this slide says, welcome to our world and technology with James, honestly, this is a culmination of the efforts of our entire team. We've gone through quite a transition, as I'm sure people could imagine, given all the changes. We have brought on, or I guess, promoted or elevated Evelyn Garcia. She is now our social media manager. She is handling all of our social media duties and overall like branding and whatnot. A lot of our messaging. She's working a lot of our messaging with Destiny, of course. And the other newish role or newer role to our team is Miss Ariana Garcia. In fact, she's probably going to be new to everybody on this call because she came to us after things happened with LPG, but she's been a phenomenal addition to the team. We all love having her. She is going to be heading up like our enterprise operations and recruiting and really building up the relationships with the agents and the agencies out in the field and helping us grow in that way. In fact, you'll see here when we talk about updates later on, they are both going to be doing similar series to what I'm doing here with AI in their specialties with regards to how we could be better using social media to grow our personal brands and businesses, and then how we could use the tools that are available to recruit and grow a business for those of us that are looking to grow agencies. And Evelyn and Ariana will be putting those things on. Behind the scenes, I've been pushing Nathan very hard to make sure that once we get back to um, more day-to-day debt business, that we have a better product to deliver, especially in terms of visibility and reportability to the agents in the field. So while it's been tough in the sense that we haven't had a debt product to be able to connect with the agents on, and that is the core of who we are and what we want to do. It has allowed us to actually make sure that when we are ready to come back to the market, we are better prepared to answer the needs of the agents, especially as the market grows and evolves. So one of the things that I feel like for me as an agent personally that was difficult is transitioning from being an employee or somebody who works for somebody or even as an independent business owner. A lot of times you're so focused on your business, like the next client, the next policy, following up with those clients, following up with those policies, data entry, the work of growing your business and doing your business. It's often difficult to stay on top of trends. So for us, that's kind of all we do because we talk to so many people and touch so many people and we do so many things. We're kind of forced to stay on top of a lot of these trends to make sure we don't get passed up. We a little bit have that luxury. The other thing that a lot of 1099 agents don't have the luxury of is because we sit in an office, we get a lot of mind sharing group think where we're talking and sharing tools and ideas. And I feel like a lot of times that's missing in the 1099 world. We come together for meetings, but the meetings are usually talking about the product, the service, how to sell better, how to call more people, but it's not really about training on how to communicate better. It's not really about like how do we use social media effectively. It might be, hey, post this flyer on social media, but it's not really about how social media works. It's not really about the software options that are constantly popping up and that are so helpful in us streamlining our business. You might hear it anecdotally from other leaders or from other agents, but it's only generally through people who have done something or found something and found it to be successful, and you happen to be lucky enough to be in their orbit, and it's through that kind of sharing that we find it. So one of the things, in addition to making sure that we have phenomenal products and compensation opportunities for agents in the field, that we are really going to be focused on moving forward is helping to educate the agents so that when we bring agents on, or for the agents that are already in our ecosystem, we're bringing more value to your day to day aside from just, hey, look, this is the product, or hey, look, this is the vendor, and this is how we get them enrolled. We want to make sure that you folks, you hear about the trends, you're kept abreast of what's going on out there. So hopefully we can help. I mean, if we can help even one agent to not get passed up or find something new out of every one of these meetings, that would be amazing to me and to our team. And so while we haven't been very vocal up till now, because we've been very focused on making sure that our existing clients were taken care of the best we could and given, the light of the situation we're in, making sure that we're responsive to every agent request and call that came in. We've also been very focused on what we're going to look like as we start, coming back to market, which I believe we're pretty much ready to do. And that's what we're here for today. So again, I appreciate all of you that have taken your time to join us today. Our first series, I'm going to be putting on, for those of you that I have not had the privilege of meeting personally. My name is James Farias. I am the new CEO of MPowering America, at least new as of March. And I have with me a phenomenal team, and we really appreciate your time. This first class is going to be all about AI, artificial intelligence, and how we feel, or maybe I feel, it's going to impact us as an industry, us as individuals, as agents, as marketers, and just as the world in general. Because it's been such a hot topic, it's something that I'm very passionate about. I think that let's take a little sidestep, talk about what I feel about AI, I guess, before we get into this. I think that AI is going to be a very useful tool. I think a lot of people think it might replace jobs. I don't think it's going to replace jobs. I don't think it'll replace jobs unless we ignore the technology. If we ignore the technology, we don't find ways to adopt it or adapt to it or integrate it into our day-to-day lives, then yes, it will take your job, because it'll take your job from the person who does take this on. Um, One of the parallels I like to draw when I'm talking about AI and people's fear of AI, or how they view it, or whether they embrace it or not, it's kind of like how when Excel came to market. Some of us on this call are probably a little young to remember when Excel came to market. But once upon a time, there was a world where Excel and Google Sheets did not exist. Uh, and when Excel came to market and all of a sudden you could do massive computations through a spreadsheet, there was this wave of paranoia amongst like accountants and CPA types that thought that Excel was going to replace them in the business place, and that business owners were going to, they're going to be able to do their own books now. I mean, let's do, like, just put the numbers in the spreadsheet and call it a day. Like, why hire an accountant? But the reality is that didn't happen. You know what I mean? The landscaper, that person who's running a restaurant, they are doing those things because they didn't have an interest in becoming an accountant and doing books in most cases, right? So what actually happened in reality after the tool got out there and all the fear subsided and people actually started looking at the good it could do, is it made accountants much more efficient at what they did. It cut down the errors. It made it so they could handle more clients with less time. It just overall improved a lot of things. Obviously, with every technology, there's a risk for bad actors, but I don't think that we can ignore a technology because the potential for bad actors, um, because the technology is out there. I think that it needs to be regulated, and I feel like certain people in the industry are doing a good job of trying to make sure it gets regulated, and the government definitely has their eyes on it at some point. They'll have the right regulations in place, but as early adopters, as users, I don't think that we should have a fear of the technology except for if we don't interact with it. So the whole reason I personally have really been driving my team. You know, by a show of hands, who has heard of ChatGPT? Who has show of hands or a one in the chat or the emoji or whatever? Who's heard of ChatGPT or started using it? Looks like a number of people. Awesome. It's been out for quite a while. When it first came to market, it was really I guess I should probably go to the next slide, huh? When it first came out, it was really for programmers. It was really to help programmers program more efficiently. It caught errors in code and things of that nature. But about November is when it really caught fire for individual people to start using it. And ever since then, it was one of the fastest growing softwares that had ever been launched. Now, since then, ChatGPT, there was a number of competitors have come out. One of them being Claude from a company Anthropic. There's another one called Bard from Google. So ChatGPT is kind of like, in essence, like Google. It's like a web browser. It's like the next version of a web browser. It helps simplify things. It's called a large language model is actually what they're called. And our whole goal in this class is going to be just to kind of go through an introduction of what artificial intelligence is, its basic concepts. We're going to go through an overview of the various applications of AI in different industries, but specifically with how it works in the debt management industry and the financial services industry. We are going to go through a basic understanding of the potential of AI in the financial and debt management sectors. We're going to talk about how AI can assist in customer communication, marketing, and email development. And then at the end, we're going to have a Q&A. This series is actually going to go for 4 weeks. We're going to talk about what else we're going to cover. But by the end of the series, we'll actually have some like hand-on practical application. I'll show you some different things you can do with these different AIs if you haven't already been exposed to it, and hopefully get people to think about AI in a way they might not have been thinking about before this point. Okay. Now, at Empowering America, our goal is to become widely recognized as one of the top companies in debt management and empowering people financially. We offer a diverse lineup of products and services that our agents can market to clients and earn commissions on. We feel this is a win-win for both the clients and agents. I know we've been a little off the mark recently, but like I said earlier, we're ready. We're ready to get back to the market. We've got some exciting things coming, and that's what we're here for today. Our commission structure is designed to be very lucrative and rewarding for agents who dedicate themselves to helping clients. And our innovative solutions like credit repair and medical debt assistance give agents powerful tools to not only help clients become financially stable, but another one of the goals that we really want to focus on is being able to be used as a recruiting tool. I don't think enough emphasis was really put on how you could use Empowering America's recruiting tool in the past. We were great in terms of being an additive service, especially when we had clients that did have debt that were blocking our ability to conduct our main business. But I feel like we were often overlooked in the sense that, especially if you have somebody who's interested in financial services that's thinking about getting into the business, but maybe they're not licensed yet. Sometimes it's hard to get those people from where they're at to where they need to be. It's hard to get them from, having that guaranteed income of a W-2 job, no matter how low or inadequate it might be, to where they're self-reliant and self-sufficient on a 1099 income where you're only getting paid for what you hunt and kill. And so being able to have a service or a suite of services is what we're aiming to be that require no license to offer can be a huge boon to an agent or agencies who are looking to bring people on that are not yet licensed, but looking to. It helps to bridge that gap. It also helps to see if the people are even, if they can make it. Like, let's be honest, the financial services industry has a very high washout rate, one of the highest, because it is hard to get into. A lot of it is people just don't have the interpersonal skills to communicate, effectively, and they don't have the time, whether it because of bills, or other things, or the patience to be able to get through that. And being able to offer services that don't require a license to offer, allows somebody to kind of see, can you do the door knocking? Can you make the calls? Can you do the prospecting? Because oftentimes it's the lead generation that stands in most people's way. We really embrace cutting edge technologies, and we look for things that are tailored for our industry specifically. We feel like that's the only way to keep us in the forefront of trends. And with AI, especially, like, depending on how much we're paying attention to AI, the AI space is growing faster than any space I've ever seen. It's iterating on itself weekly, if monthly, if not weekly, where most industries, like the phone industry, will iterate on itself maybe annually when they come out with a new phone. But even then, how many times do they come out with a new phone with truly new or unique things? Where AI, it's almost every week there's a new tool that's solving some kind of a unique problem. It happens so fast that, I mean, even for me, I have a whole AI committee. Like, we are so invested in AI and making sure that we're staying ahead of it, that I have formed a committee with members of my team who once a week they meet, and that's all they do. They meet to talk about AI and how we can implement it, and with no expected outcome, just to see, like, how can we implement it in our business? How can we help our agents implement it? How can we help our clients implement it? Because I don't want to wake up. We're trying to be on the forefront of things. We're trying to be a leader. I don't want to wake up in a year or 2 years and find the new kid on the block used AI and passed us in something we've been trying to do. So this enables our agents to provide customized solutions to each client that maximize their chances of financial success. Uh, we take immense pride in our products and services because we feel they offer immense value. They drive financial growth for our agents while also empowering our clients to take control of their finances and overcome a lot of the obstacles they're facing. We feel that this fosters a very strong win-win. I mean, honestly, it's win-win-win. Throw the vendors in there, it's win-win-win-win partnership for everybody involved: us, the agents, the partners that bring the services, the clients that are benefiting from the services. So our goal is to really be just win-win-win for the community, for the agents, and for the clients that we're serving. You'll see this a little bit later as we talk about some upcoming initiatives. But at Empowering America, our goal really is to become widely recognized as one of the top companies in debt management. Um, and we feel like we're going to be doing that by building a network that our agents are a part of. We'll talk about it at the end, but we're in the process of building out a Discord community where we will actually be able to have all of our agents, all of our vendors, all of our agencies be part of it, where you can openly chat back and forth with us, just like any other messaging system, where you don't have to open a ticket or make a call or send an email. Like, our goal by the end of this year is to not only have um, clear lines in the products that we're offering, clear lines in the commissions that are available, clear visibility into things that are being enrolled, but we also want to make sure that they're clear paths to you folks being able to talk to us at the same time. And so we're not quite ready to unveil all that yet, but we have been very busy building out a Discord community and some other things that we're going to be rolling out here in the coming weeks and months. We understand very clearly that clients are often too burdened by debt to afford financial services. For those that aren't familiar with my personal story, I only got into financial services in the last almost 4 years, I guess, at this point. I was mostly in business to business communications previous to that. I spent my life, though, I've got 6 kids. So I spent the last 20, I don't know, 6-ish years up till a couple of years ago, coaching in some form or fashion, from youth sports to high school sports, mostly football, some baseball, some soccer, some basketball. But I spent a lot of time around teachers. And so an opportunity came for me to be able to work in the insurance space and work specifically with teachers with a close friend of mine. And it was, I thought, just one of the most amazing things. And I had an amazing time while I spent my time doing that. But it became very clear very quickly that the debt these teachers carried, between the debt they carried, the bills they had to pay, the inequitable pay they face, and the fact that they often had to fund the supplies and whatnot for their own classes, it was difficult to give them the help they needed. That's actually how I personally came across Empowering America. You know, the organization I was with was using them. And I thought that this was just so amazing to be able to help the teachers get out of debt so they could finally afford the services. And my goal, our goal here has not changed. You know, debt can majorly impact personal finances and people's ability to achieve their goals. And we are committed to finding all of the most effective debt management solutions and make sure that we are able to offer them through our agents to our clients. We firmly believe that everyone should have access to financial help regardless of their financial situation. We feel like the solutions we offer empower our agents and our clients to overcome these debt challenges. Okay. So now let's get into a little bit about AI and artificial intelligence and like how does this all tie together? AI refers to the development of computer systems that can perform tasks that typically require humans or human intelligence to do. Across various industries, AI has shown tremendous transformative power, and the financial industry is no exception. AI has the potential to revolutionize debt management, uh, financial assistance, and enable us to serve our clients more effectively. AI, or artificial intelligence, is a technology that enables machines to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. It involves creating computer systems that can think, learn, and make decisions like humans do. Now, here's some of the basic concepts. These are the concepts, these are not the programs. So ChatGPT would be the program. These are the concepts that go in behind creating the programs, right? So one of the concepts being machine learning, which is a way for machines to learn from data without being explicitly programmed. They can actually analyze patterns in the data and make predictions or decisions based on those analysis. That's kind of what if you've used ChatGPT or anything like it, you might think it's really intelligent, like it thinks things through and it creates these amazing documents and whatnot, and it does all those things. But it's actually a predictive model, meaning it's almost only writing a word or two in advance, and it's figuring out what to write like one or two words in advance as it's putting out its information. And so that's kind of what that's referring to. Neural networks, these are computer systems inspired by the human brain structure and function. Neural networks can recognize patterns, process information, and make decisions based on input data. And then there's deep learning. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning that uses neural networks with multiple layers. Deep learning is particularly effective at recognizing complex patterns and extracting valuable insights from large amounts of data. Next up, we have natural language processing, which involves enabling computers to understand and process human language. It enables machines to interpret and respond to written or spoken words, which of course is crucial for applications like voice assistants and language translation. Which that's another phenomenal thing. If you play in multiple language markets, so for instance, if you do English, Spanish, if you're using any kind of social media or whatever, being able to just drop it into like ChatGPT and have it translate the document back and forth into multiple language, it's not perfect. So and none of it ever is. Like, please double check everything you put through these things before you post anything. But I can tell you, we've used it internally and run some tests, and it's pretty close. There has not been a need to do much editing once the translation has been done. So if you do market in markets, this is one of the easiest, fastest ways you could start using AI or ChatGPT or Claude, is to translate documents, so you don't have to do it by hand. Um, we have robotics. AI can be used in robotics to give them the ability to perceive their environment, make decisions, and perform tasks autonomously. Think Terminator. Hopefully, don't get there though. But robotic systems can be programmed to interact with physical world and carry out various functions. But that is the fear. Is AI going to get so smart it outsmarts us? And that's why there's a lot of talk about it in the government. How do we control it? How do we contain it? How do we put safeguards in check? And we do need them for sure. Then there's computer vision. Computer vision focuses on giving machines the ability to see, interpret visual information. AI algorithms can analyze images or videos to recognize objects, detect patterns, and extract useful information. And that is some of the coolest use of AI I've seen. I've seen people like hold things up in the picture and have it analyze what that thing is, tell them what it was, where they could get it. That would be, soon in the future, you'll be able to wear glasses, and as you're walking down the street, you'll be able to get inputs in what you're seeing and whatnot through that computer vision. These are things that are going to be coming for sure. In simple terms, AI is all about creating smart machines that can learn, that can reason, that can solve problems, basically just like humans do. It involves technologies such as machine learning, neural networks, natural language processing, robotics, and computer vision to enable machines that will be able to perform tasks that were once upon a time only possible for humans to do. And right now, it's a little robotic. If you've seen some of the automations that are coming out right now, it is still a little robotic. You can usually tell. But like I said, this stuff literally launched in November. We're 8 months in, and it's already mimicking human behavior. So it's not going to take very long before it will be very difficult to tell. So how is AI going to impact the financial industry? AI is revolutionizing the financial services industry as we speak, and reshaping how businesses and individuals manage their finances already. It empowers us to tackle challenges such as fraud detection, risk assessment, and even personalized financial advice. By leveraging AI, we can better assist our clients in overcoming debt challenges and guiding them towards financial freedom. As agents, embracing AI enables you to offer cutting-edge solutions and be at the forefront of a very innovative sector of the financial section of the financial sector. Here are just some of the ways that AI is already transforming the financial services sector. Fraud detection. There are AI algorithms that can analyze vast amounts of financial data in real time to identify patterns and anomalies associated with fraudulent activities. This helps financial institutions detect and prevent fraud more effectively and safeguard their customer assets and maintain trust. There are in ChatGPT is not that. There's some plugins in ChatGPT you can use. Like there's one plugin called Code Interpreter that will analyze data. Claude is really awesome. Claude, you can actually upload attachments. So if you have a CSV, you can just upload that CSV and it will literally just analyze the data. Or you can ask Claude questions about the data. You got a contract, you can upload the contract and ask it questions about the contract. Risk assessment. AI-powered risk assessment models can assess creditworthiness, can evaluate investment opportunities, it can determine insurance premiums. By analyzing extensive data sets and utilizing predictive analytics, AI improves the accuracy of risk assessment, enabling better informed decisions, and of course, thereby reducing potential loss. It's going to affect personalized financial advice. AI-based virtual assistants and robo-advisors, they're already providing personalized financial advice based on individual goals, risk tolerance, market conditions, things of that nature. These intelligent systems use algorithms, basically, to recommend investment strategies, optimize portfolios, and help users make informed financial decisions. It's basically, if anybody knows who BlackRock is, BlackRock has a computer called Aladdin. Aladdin was built in 2007, 2008 financial crisis. It actually was built before that. BlackRock was, I think, already using it by then, but it was so efficient. The AI it had back then was so efficient at predicting winners and losers that when the financial services market fell apart, specifically loans and mortgages back at that time, BlackRock was the company, and Aladdin was the service that was used to predict which banks the government was going to let fail. So even as far back as then, the government and the big boys were using AI to help predict movement in the financial services market. What is happening now is it's giving that power to the people. We are now getting the power that these big institutions have. And so that's super exciting, especially for those of us that are embracing it. Chatbots and customer service, or AI-driven chatbots, are transforming customer service in the financial industry. They can answer customer inquiries, provide account information, assist with transactions, and offer support 24/7. These chatbots can improve the customer experience by providing quick and accurate responses while freeing up human agents for more complex tasks. Man, that's a big one. My specialty is I spent a lot of time finding people that are good at communication. And I have a lot of people in my network outside of here that are good at communication. And I reach out to those people whenever I need a new person to see. I just feel like a warm, connected person, team member is better than me putting out a job posting. The last time I reached out to one of my connections for a referral, he asked me to evaluate a call. He asked me to evaluate a salesperson. He sent me a sales call. I listened to the sales call. You could tell it was an Asian female salesperson. It was a group call. There was at least 2 or 3 people on the call. She started the presentation off. She got interrupted. She answered the question. She continued going. She got interrupted. It happened 4 or 5 times. At the end, it was basically a sale. They had to set up the follow-up. Their equivalent of a sale. They set up a follow-up. It was one of those weird calls because listening to it, it was not that she did not have objections, because she clearly did get asked several questions, but the way she handled the questions was so smooth. There was almost like no resistance from the people on the other end. The call just continued. It made it feel like it was either stage set up or it was like a really warm lead. Like they'd already kind of been through the tougher calls and they were like basically just about to buy. When I asked him for insight into how the call was set up, what he told me was basically that salesperson, the Asian female, was an AI. It was not a real person. It was fed all the data on the company, the products, the services, how to handle objections and things of that nature. It gave a real presentation. It was kind of like being in the multiverse. It was giving a presentation on their services while at the same time being the service it was presenting. So what they were selling was their AI chatbot service. What they didn't know is they were being sold by their AI chatbot service until after the call. Unfortunately, they went through months to try to set it up. Unfortunately, it didn't work out because while the company was able to set up their own internal AI chatbot to act and think and move flawlessly, like almost like a human, I could not tell. There was no robotic chant or canter to the voice. They couldn't do it for an outside service. So after months and months of going back and forth and uploading and training and all that, they just couldn't get it to work the same. But that's not to say that in another year, it won't be here. You know what I mean? So this stuff is coming. It's coming in all different forms. These chatbots are going to be the new thing where companies are going to be able to, and us as individuals, we'll be able to train these chatbots and have our clients have access to it at any time. And it's going to get cheaper and cheaper and easier to create, so that you'll be able to instead of direct people to a FAQ page, go look at my FAQ page, or let me send you an email of my FAQs. You'll be able to link them to your chatbot and they can literally ask whatever question they want 24/7. And when they're ready to make a buying decision, the chatbot will be able to hand that person off to you. That's where we're going, basically. So, and of course, there's algorithmic trading, which AI algorithms are extensively used in algorithmic trading, where computers execute trades based on predefined rules and market conditions. AI can analyze vast amounts of financial data, detect trends, and make high-speed trading decisions, leading to improved trading efficiency and potential profit gains for the people using them. This stuff is coming, and it's going to affect us in all kinds of ways. It already is. Now, so that's financial services. What about the debt industry? Artificial intelligence is also transforming debt management. With AI, businesses can detect fraud early. They can accurately assess risk and provide personalized guidance tailored to each client's situation. This empowers us to help clients overcome debt and gain financial freedom. By embracing AI, agents and partners gain cutting-edge technology to serve clients like never before. You can be at the forefront of innovation in debt management, offering advanced solutions that address each client's unique needs. AI gives you an advantage in understanding clients and guiding them out of debt. It really helps with the decision-making process a lot of times. Together, we can ethically harness the power of AI to create a positive impact. This technology allows us to effectively serve clients with personalization and care as we empower them to take control of their financial services. Now, when it comes to debt management, AI empowers agents in assisting clients facing these challenges in a number of different ways. One, through advanced data analysis, where algorithms can analyze client financial data, look at credit history, look at debt information, and identify patterns to provide insights for effective debt management strategies. This, of course, enables the agents to offer tailored solutions and develop personalized debt repayment plans. Predictive modeling can leverage historical data to predict debt repayment behavior, identify potential delinquencies, and offer proactive solutions as opposed to reactive solutions. Agents equipped with AI tools can anticipate clients' financial struggles and provide timely guidance to prevent further debt accumulation. AI can also make intelligent recommendations where it can recommend suitable debt consolidation options, refinancing opportunities, or alternative funding sources based on clients' financial situations. These recommendations help agents guide clients towards most favorable outcomes for debt resolution. And of course, with increased use of AI comes increased automation and efficiency, where AI can help automate time-consuming tasks such as document processing, data entry, and help enable agents to focus more on, the personalized client journey and personalized client interactions. These automations help enhance efficiency, allowing agents to serve a larger client base more effectively. Kind of like what we're talking about, like with Excel and the CPAs of old. Is this going to replace the need to have insurance agents? No, I don't think that. I think it's too complex. Maybe someday, maybe in 10, 20 years, maybe someday. So I don't think so in the long run. I'm sorry, in the short term. But is it going to help us serve more of them? Yes, I believe so, wholeheartedly. Now, how can we use AI in customer communication? This is one of the main ways I push my team to use AI. Similar to what we were talking about earlier for translation, using AI to help with communication has been amazing and transformative. AI brings some significant benefits to social media and email marketing, both which are extremely crucial for growing any kind of business these days. They enable personalized and targeted campaigns to be developed. And through AI-driven marketing, you can craft compelling emails that resonate with your clients, resulting in improved open rates, click-through rates, and more importantly, engagement, which is what we're looking for. By utilizing AI in your email and social media marketing strategies, you can help establish stronger connections with your clients and generate better results. It's also why we've structured the courses that were these presentations that we're putting on the way we have, where I'm talking about AI first to give you an introduction into this, and then Evelyn will be coming up next to talk about social media, because a lot of what she will be talking about will help to show like how we use AI in generating our social media posts and whatnot. So we'll put this to use in the next class, so it's going to build on it. And the same thing with Ariana. Ariana will be using AI and social media in her marketing efforts, so this will build on that as well. So we're super excited to show you not only what's out there, but how we use it, and then hopefully therefore how you folks can start using it. AI plays a pivotal role in enhancing customer communication and transforming the way businesses interact with their clients. One significant application of AI in customer communication is the use of these AI-powered chatbots we were just talking about a moment ago, which help to serve as valuable tools for agents and agencies. And here's just a few different ways that AI-driven customer support can help elevate the overall customer and client experience. It provides instant 24/7 availability. If you're using an AI chatbot, you don't need a person that's going to answer the phone. They're available around the clock, providing instant responses to customers' inquiries and support requests. Clients no longer have to wait for business hours or navigate through lengthy phone menus. They can receive assistance anytime, enhancing convenience and customer satisfaction. It can provide efficient query resolution. Chatbots equipped with AI algorithms can understand and interpret customer queries accurately. They can provide relevant information. They can address frequently asked questions and offer solutions in real time. This helps streamline the customer support process, reducing wait times and improving query resolution efficiency. Nobody likes to wait for 48 hours to get an answer from a support, only for it to be a question to the question you asked and not a real resolution. AI is going to make those things a day of the past. That companies don't find ways to adapt and adopt these things are going to find themselves getting squeezed out of the space by the companies that do. I don't have the answers. I don't know how we're going to adopt them or adapt them. But what I do know is as long as we keep playing in the space, we're going to find ways to keep on adopting and adapting. I don't have an end plan because I don't know what the end plan looks like. It's moving too fast. But I know if I don't play in the pool while it's moving, I am going to get swept away in the current when I decide to hop in. So using AI provides personalized interactions. These AI-driven chatbots can help collect and analyze customer data, including past interactions and preferences. This enables them or us to offer more personalized responses and tailored recommendations. The clients feel valued, they feel understood, especially as the chatbot adapts their individual needs, questions, interests, and thereby, of course, enhancing the overall client experience. They do get smarter as they learn and talk to you. They also, because it doesn't provide much human interaction, provide near infinite scalability and consistency. If it's just a chatbot, as long as you're training it correctly, it's always going to give the same answer. Always, it can't really think outside the box, which means it's also scalable. That service that I looked at with that person on the phone, the only thing stopping me from scaling is the cost of another phone. Like I could have an infinite number of those chatbots as long as I have an infinite number of phone lines to answer them. So it just provides an unreal ability to scale, especially at economy. AI-powered chatbots can handle multiple conversations simultaneously, ensuring scalability even during peak times. Online, you don't even have that problem. They provide constantly consistent responses, eliminating human errors or variants. You're not going to have the customer support person who gets bullied off of an overly aggressive person on the phone. The chatbot's going to answer the same way every single time, which is reassuring and needed. That consistency is what fosters trust and reliability in the customer interactions. Data-driven AI also provides data-driven insights. AI algorithms can analyze chatbot interactions, extracting valuable insights about customer preferences, their pain points, problems they frequently encounter, things of that nature. Agents can leverage this data to improve their services, identify trends, and proactively address client needs, in addition to further enhancing their overall customer experience. And as we mentioned earlier, having access to and using these AI chatbots also provides seamless handover to human agents. While chatbots handle the routine inquiries, complex or escalated issues can always be seamlessly transferred to human agents. AI-powered chatbots can provide background information and context to agents, enabling a smooth transition and ensuring continuity in customer communication. One of the things that we didn't really talk about here, and that's just a failure on my part, is, how many times have we walked into something even as simple as like a Best Buy? You're walking around, you're looking for something, you're looking for like maybe a micro SD card or something, and clearly you're looking, and a salesperson walks up and they're like, "Hey, can I help you?" And I can't speak for anybody else on this call, but I feel like probably 90+% of the time I'm going, "Nah, I'm good, thanks." In my older age, I'm now acknowledging I used to do that. I'm like, yes, I'm looking for this thing, but literally up until very recently, I'll be like, "Nah, thanks, good. I'm good." I'd rather go look because there's this like fear we're going to be sold, or we just want to talk to people, or whatever it is. So now with these chatbots, like that person, that customer, they can ask whatever they want. They're never going to be pressured into anything. They can ask any questions. They can stay for as long as they like. They don't have to feel silly about the interaction, because that's the other thing a lot of us fear. I don't want to ask for the micro SD card because everybody should know where the micro SD card is. I'm going to figure this out on my own. Now we can ask those questions that might make us feel uncomfortable in the privacy of our own home without feeling judged. So that's another thing that these chatbots can solve. And so for those of us that introduce this into our sales cycle, especially, we can have those questions get answered. And once we get introduced into the conversation, it's usually because they're ready to buy. They've got all of the ancillary stuff out of the way, and they've got some final things they need help with. And I don't think there's any way to get around that part of the cycle. They're going to need us for that. Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit about some of the technologies involved in AI, which include things that we've mentioned already, things like ChatGPT uh, and other similar large language models. Google, theirs is called Bard. Anthropic's is called Claude 2. Claude 2, actually, just to talk about how fast this space has been moving. So Claude 2 was not even in this presentation. We've been working on this presentation for 2 weeks, 2 whole weeks. Claude 2 literally just launched earlier this week. So I squeezed it in here because, in my opinion, honestly, Claude 2 performs better than ChatGPT. So if you haven't registered for Claude 2, I recommend it. I know we're sidebarring a little bit here, but if you're using ChatGPT, register for Claude 2 through Anthropic. If you're not using ChatGPT, please go register for ChatGPT. It's OpenAI is the company that hosts ChatGPT, and also register for Claude. They're amazing to play with. I feel like in terms of responsiveness, access to updated information, ChatGPT's trained on their free version to September of 2021, and Claude is either trained up to much more recently or has direct access to the internet. ChatGPT has a $20 fee to pay if you want there is a free version, but they also have an advanced version if you want to pay for additional features for $20. There is no paid version for Claude. You basically get everything out of the box. Claude, you can upload attachments directly. So if you've got like a PDF, you can attach the PDF to have Claude help you analyze it, where ChatGPT, you have to copy and paste. So they're similar. They provide a lot of the same stuff, but personally, I think Claude 2 is a little bit better right now. If I'm analyzing data and I want spreadsheets and things of that nature, ChatGPT still is better at that part, the display of data after it analyzes it. But in terms of everything else, so far, I've had better luck with Claude. So anyways, developed by OpenAI, ChatGPT is an advanced large language model capable of engaging in conversational interactions. It can assist you in various areas, including email development. We have seen some amazing results in email development, which we will share in a future class. I don't know if it'll be next week or the week after that. I think it's the third week we're going to be doing email development. We use it in marketing strategies, and even with responses to clients and agents. I mean, we've used it frequently, daily, multiple times a day. With ChatGPT, you can provide more personalized and effective services to your clients, enhancing their overall experience. No doubt about that. And here are just some of the ways that you can use it. Obviously, we've been talking about email development. You can craft compelling, engaging emails, which, if anybody spent any time trying to do any kind of writing, it can be very time consuming. We often get in our head a lot about it, write, rewrite, especially if it's a complex email or a very important email. Well, large language models like ChatGPT and Claude can assist agents by generating a lot of those initial drafts, providing huge boosts in creativity and suggestions for email content. Agents can collaborate with ChatGPT to refine and optimize their emails, saving time and ensuring effective communication with clients. It can also provide marketing assistance. ChatGPT can be a valuable resource in marketing efforts. Agents can seek assistance from ChatGPT to brainstorm marketing campaign ideas, develop persuasive messaging, or generate content for social media posts and advertisements. This collaboration allows agents to leverage AI's creative capabilities and improve their marketing strategies. It can also assist in client interactions. as well as we talked about language translation. We're always using it for continuous learning and improvement. And one of my favorite, hands down, is document evaluation. If you've ever had to review a contract, if you've ever needed to generate a contract, if you've ever been sent like a email that's 5 miles long that you want to like pull the main points out of, ever had an article, it's 8 or 10 pages, or is a little overly technical in nature, using these tools to summarize some of those have been amazing. Yeah, we've talked about a lot of this. It definitely it helps craft personalized, targeted email campaigns. Obviously, that leads to a more captivated audience. If you're sending out more personalized campaigns, captivating your audience, that's going to help you improve your click rates, your open rates, and the overall engagement. Helps you to analyze the customer data to understand their preferences and continue to create more highly relevant and personalized content. This, of course, allows you to tailor emails to specific customer segments, which we have been putting into practice ourselves. It helps you optimize timing, which we've also been using. Helps you optimize frequency, content with predictive analytics. Helps determine the best time to send. We've used it for that. And often leads to increased engagement and higher conversions, to be determined. Now, I want to talk about a couple of success stories for people who have used it in different ways. A life insurance agent integrated AI and ChatGPT into their client interactions to provide personalized and comprehensive life insurance solutions. By leveraging AI algorithms, the agent was able to analyze client data, including age, health history, financial situation, and family dynamics. With the help of ChatGPT, the agent could generate tailored life insurance recommendations based on client-specific needs and goals. Basically, what does that look like? Building yourself a chat bot, being able to train the chat bot on the different policies and whatnot that you're able to write, and then you can feed the data into the chat bot with regards to the person, and have the chat bot come back and give you recommendations based on the services you offer. That would be one way that might look. Or a company like Quantum or something like that, they could do it for their agents. They create the AI for all of the services and the carriers that they offer, so that an agent could go ask their AI, hey, so I've got a client that is this, what do you offer? And instead of needing somebody to go run those information through and come up with the illustrations for you, the chatbot would be able to say, hey, you should look at Omaha for this policy, or you should look at, NLG for this policy. And then there's a real estate agent that integrated AI and ChatGPT into their client interactions to provide personalized and efficient real estate solutions. By leveraging AI algorithms, the agent analyzed client data, including budget, location preferences, property requirements, and lifestyle factors. With the help of ChatGPT, the agent could generate tailored property recommendations based on the client's specific needs and preferences. So kind of along the same lines, there have been real estate agents that have built chatbots to house or contain the properties they offer. So now when they ask questions of the chatbot, it finds the properties instead of them having to go through and find the properties for them. Okay, that's pretty much it for what we're going to be talking about AI today. We got a couple slides on what's upcoming, and then we're right to the Q&A. So we're just about to end. This was week 1 in our AI course. Coming up next Friday, we're going to be having the understanding ChatGPT and other large language models and their capabilities. So we're going to dig a little deeper into what they can actually do. Week 3, we're going to get into leveraging ChatGPT for customer communication. If we don't get into using it physically on week 2, we will for sure start using it physically in week 3. And then we're going to talk about how we can use, ChatGPT, AI, and other large language models in marketing and email development. I'm not sure that those are going to be over the next 4 weeks in a row. We might have something in the middle there, but for sure, every Friday, 10 o'clock, we're going to be doing something. And next Friday, we will be doing week 2, understanding ChatGPT and its capabilities. We spoke briefly in the beginning about some of the other things that we have coming on. I created all the titles of these series. I didn't consult my people that are actually giving the talks, so the titles may change. But up next, after I get through my 4-week series, as I mentioned, we've got Evelyn Garcia, who we just elevated to our social media and brand manager. She's going to be handling the spotlight on you, building your brand through social media. That is going to be a 4-week series as well. And then we have Ariana's 4-week series following Evelyn's 4-week series, and that's going to be recruiting rock stars, how to attract top agents. I'm actually super excited for that because she is going to be crafting that class as she figures out how she's going to help us actually attract top agents. So that's going to be super excited for everybody. And then last but not least, at least for now, we have communication and connections, strengthening your sales skills with Destiny. And I felt like it was really important that communication connections was put in there because one thing Destiny is phenomenal at is creating connections with people and selling through communication, not through like sales tactics. And so we're putting her in the spotlight and her team in the spotlight, and she's going to get to train and teach our agents all the amazing things she trains and teaches our internal team. So for the next quarter or so, for hopefully the rest of the year, it seems like we've probably got quite a few educational things coming, along with some updates to vendors and things of that nature. Speaking of which, I'm sure one of the things that quite a few people are here for is what are we doing for debt? I will tell you right up front, we are not ready yet to talk about like all unsecured debt. My promise to everybody, regardless of how irritating it might be that we're not quite there yet, is we will not be coming back to market until we're ready. We've been working on a couple different options, one being acquiring a partner we work very closely with, one being building out our own program. We're close to both. I'm pretty confident here shortly we will have a answer for unsecured debt, all unsecured debt. However, we do have an amazing partnership. We are very excited to talk about and launch here. We're aiming for August 4th, and that is with CGA, or Care Guide Advocates. They don't handle all unsecured debt, but they do handle medical debt, and they're very, very good at it. I'm super excited to have them, and I can't wait to start helping our clients get out of debt, specifically medical debt. They have a couple of different services they offer. They have a reactive approach to medical debt and a proactive approach to medical debt. In the reactive approach to medical debt, they have their hospital racer program, which operates similar to things we've seen in the past to help them basically eliminate their medical debt altogether. So a medical debt that they've acquired already. And their proactive program, their per member per month membership service program, for a not going to get into the dollar amount because I'm not 100% sure what it's going to be if we're being quite honest, but for a very low affordable fee, monthly fee, a person who needed it would have the ability to decrease out-of-pocket costs for their employees. They can reduce claims to help mitigate the risk of premium hikes, create dollar-for-dollar savings for self-funded and level-funded plans, alleviate the burden of HR teams. This platform that they have that allow the clients to get in there will help them with pre-expense guidance. So it helps direct them to lowest cost providers for services for their employees, and also help fiercely negotiate and drive down claim costs, amongst several other things. There's like 4 different benefits the program has. I believe we're going to be having the training, the launch for that August 4th. Keep an eye out on the emails. We'll make sure that we have a launch and a registration, all those things. We've been kind of mentioning it, but we will be having that here in the next couple of weeks. So we'll at least be able to help clients with medical debt. We were also sort of talking about some of the things we've been working on behind the scenes. But one of our largest, most important priorities has been ensuring that we provide increased visibility and accountability to our agents and agencies in terms of being able to see like your client enrollments, agent enrollments, and commissions. We also acknowledge that it's difficult at times to be able to get a straight answer in terms of what commissions are on different products. It's partly the nature of the beast. We have different agencies with different agreements and things of that nature, but it's no excuse. So we've been tackling the tough task of trying to come up with a matrix in a way that makes sense for us to be able to distribute in a written format to the right agents at the right time. We're close to being able to launch that. So we should have that coming out here very shortly. And as we mentioned earlier, we have also been hard at work developing a Discord community for us to invite all of the agents, the agencies, and all of our vendors to collaborate in, so that communicating and growing in this business is not as difficult as it has been historically in the past. So those are some of the things we've been working on. And with that, I appreciate everybody's time. What kind of questions do you folks have for me today?
I don't have a question. I have a comment, James, and that's just I've been thinking about AI and I've been wanting to register for this Chat GPT, but I mean, it's the potential, just what you presented today. I mean, I thought about that stuff, but not in ways that you put it in for all aspects. So, and not only that, it learns as it goes. So I can imagine, or I can't imagine what it would be like in a couple of years on how it can interact and just yeah, it's just amazing on what this can do.
Yeah, I mean, just to throw out a couple examples, one of the first things I did with it, I had to deal with one of these, LPG responses. And I'll just be honest, I was not happy. But what I wanted to write was not something that I should have written. And so I wrote what I really wanted to write into ChatGPT, and I said, hey, how do I make this into a more professional version? And it did. It took all of my feelings and passion, and it turned it into something, honestly, with very little tweaking, I was able to send, and I was just blown away. I had my brother's wife, so my sister-in-law, she's a teacher, and she was here in Vegas on vacation, and it had just launched, and she was all stressed about getting back to Hawaii, where she's from, because she had this lesson plan she had to prepare for the next day. They were going on Sunday, and she had a lesson plan for her second grader she needed to have ready on Monday. I said, oh, come here, check this out. Have you heard of ChatGPT? And she's like, ah, what's that? So I put it in there. Her presentation was on something to do with the rainforest. So I just went in there. I'm like, hey, give me a lesson plan targeting second graders for whatever her thing was for the rainforest, including activities and like quizzes and whatnot. It literally gave a whole plan, like what to do for every day, what for every time period. It had a couple of quizzes in there. It had a couple of activities in there. She was just like, wow, that's crazy.
So,
So
so the verbiage there would have been second graders, so it would have built it to a second grade level, versus when you said what you did, you can give it an emotion, make me something with maybe an angry tone, or maybe a sympathy tone, or maybe a urgent tone, or maybe and it'll verbalize with that emotion, is what you're saying, right?
yeah, 100%. So a buddy of mine, another story, just to reinforce what you just said, a buddy of mine works in the tech space, and they wanted to write like a product sales document, but they wanted to write it with a romance novel spin to it. They were doing it as a joke. But when it spat it out in a way that it didn't make it a joke. It kind of made it serious, but used that language to the point they actually used it. They adopted it and used it because it talked about the passion and the love of and all of that. So while they thought it was going to be a joke, they thought it was going to be funny. When it turned out, they were like, oh my God, this is amazing. So, and I'm sure we haven't even found, a tenth of the things that it's going to be able to do, but we've used it for generating TikTok scripts. We've used it for generating this presentation it helped us with. We've used it for generating email responses. We've set up email campaigns where, if like for this class, well, actually, we didn't do it for this class. We did it for another class where we wanted a series of 3 emails to launch it and follow up. It helped us write the email and then write all the follow-up emails. So all we had to do is copy and paste it into our sender and make sure it went to the right people.
Well, me and Don Nesbitt are doing email campaigns through AF360, and where the verbiage we've been trying different verbiage. So this is going to be a perfect to change a verbiage and get my emotion, or get my, or or attention. You know, I just, yeah, I'm amazed. So I do have a question though. How is this going to progress? And would we or I or whoever be able to implement? Are you teaching us how to do this so we can do it within our business, or what's the objective of what you're doing here?
So the objective of what I'm doing here, I don't know that at the end of this is like an ABC guide to implementing anything. I will try to give as much context behind the stuff I show so you can implement things. Really, it's to get the conversation going, because I think there's a lot of people that are thinking about it, that are like really interested, but maybe don't know where to start or a little overwhelmed. So it's really just to get the conversation going, to get people to understand like there are some really basic day-to-day things that we hate in life that this thing can make so much easier, even if the only thing we do in life is use it to answer emails, to write social media posts and things of that nature. Like, I can't speak for anybody else, but that's one of the most difficult things, is like you said, how do I get the emotion that's bouncing around in my head on paper in a way that connects with other people's emotions, and my emotions and what I think about don't always resonate with what you think.
Yeah.
And so running those things through ChatGPT has been just amazing. And here's another thing I'll tell you. So if you start playing with ChatGPT, one of the most amazing prompts I use, and a prompt is just how you get it to do something, is to ask it to ask you questions. And so what I mean by that is, I used to, when I needed ChatGPT to do something, I would tell ChatGPT every single thing I needed it to do, like write a post that conveys this emotion, that accomplishes this thing, that targets this group of people, and it would come out with a response. And I'd look at it, I'd be like, well, that wasn't quite what I needed. So I go back and I'd recreate the prompt to get a new response until I got the response right. What I do now, though, is I'll say, this is who I am, and this is what I'm trying to accomplish, and this is who I'm trying to target, or whatever the case may be, those three things. And then I'll tell it, ask me any questions you need to have answers to be able to accomplish that goal. And now the model will ask me between like 4 and 20 some odd questions that I'll answer, and then it will come back and give me a more complete answer. So like, I helped it, my 19-year-old daughter with very limited work experience and no resume. I didn't want to go build her resume. So I said, I'm a 19-year-old female with limited experience. I was a cheer captain in high school. I have some leadership in that sense. I'm looking for a remote position, but I have no resume. Ask me whatever questions you would need to ask me to build my resume. It gave her like 17 questions. I gave it to her. She answered the questions, and it built the resume for her.
Nice. That's nice.
Yep.
Awesome.
So I think it's too important, but it's one of those things, like, even though Chat GPT rushed to one of the highest registered websites when it first launched, it was like 1 million registrations in like 5 days, which I think Netflix had done in like 30 or some craziness. A lot of the interest has fallen off. You know, a lot of the appeal, that initial appeal, has fallen off. So I think that the people that are in it now are in it, and the people that are like on the fence are going to be on the fence unless somebody pushes them. There's not going to be, for a while, there's not going to be this next big wave of people. And so I just don't want people who are in our ecosystem to be on the latter group. I don't want our people to wake up one day and have an AI bot that's answering questions that they could have already done for themselves. I'd rather our people get involved in the conversation now,
Mm.
so they can be on the
Well,
forefront of that.
I see it on my website. I see it being able to people interact, kind of look me up, and you ask questions, and it goes. I mean, it's such a yeah. It's I'm after your presentation, I've got a lot of stuff running through my head now.
Awesome, but we're just scratching the surface. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for your time this morning, for sure.
I can definitely see that it will totally change the voice answering systems of these companies, because now they have to have everything pre-programmed. And if you vary from that pre-programmed question, they don't know what the hell to do with it. You end up going an endless loop after endless loop after endless loop. And it has the possibility of actually cutting through and killing that endless loop and giving you some response. Plus, at the same time, remembering what you're saying, repeated back to you, and whatever they're telling you on the phone is going to happen is also recorded, kept, emailed back to you in sequence so you can prove what they said to you. It's just going to totally transform answering systems in companies that they've never been able to do for, period, ever.
Absolutely. And it's like you said, it's going to provide consistency to those answers. It's going to force companies to make sure they are documenting everything. A lot of companies, they know internally, like, put me on the phone, I'll answer any questions. I got it all in my head. But that's great, but it's not scalable. And then as soon as I teach somebody, they'll get a percentage of that, but then they're going to introduce their own experiences, their own thoughts and feelings about it. So the message is going to be diluted a little bit. It's not going to be the same. And the further you get from the source of the message, the more diluted that message is going to get. Like, if any of us have ever played telephone, we understand how that looks. These AIs are going to eliminate that. Like, it's going to be a consistent answer every time. It's going to be the right answer. It's going to be the answer we want. You know what I mean? And like you said, that consistency is very important in building trust. I don't want to call and get one answer, and then we get it here. People will call, talk to one of our agents, ask a question, hang up, call back, talk to another agent, ask the same question. And it just has to do with, like, can I really trust the things they're saying? Because so many companies will give you different answers because their people aren't well trained. We strive not to be that. Hopefully we will have an AI bot at some point that does this for us too, because I do think it's important. But yeah, that consistency is very important to earning trust. Absolutely.
Well, actually, when you call the IRS and they give you an answer, they actually disclaim their responsibility for the answer that they gave you, and that's from an IRS agent. Well, if it's all being recorded and it's all being locked in, this is going to change the entire legal system in the United States. There won't be any variances. It's either is or it isn't type of thing, and you'll have documented proof. It's just going to transform the legal system, and it's actually going to reduce the number of lawyers needed to accomplish a specific goal.
That is one of the first things I think, like, any industry where the barrier to entry is a high cost of education, and the high cost of education has to do with knowledge, is going to be seriously interrupted by AI in the coming future. Lawyers is a prime example. The thing that makes lawyers who they are is the education, and of course the ability to go and cite case law and things of that nature. Well, eventually these chat GPT type things are going to be able to cite case law. They're going to be able to do the research for you. When you have a problem you got to solve, it's going to be able to do all that work for you. And like you said, it'll be consistent and it'll be right every time. And it's not just the lawyers that it's going to affect, but same thing. The lawyers that use the service, it will make them way more efficient to be able to take on more cases or clients, versus the lawyers that don't. They'll just get run over by the lawyers that are, because they're going to be able to serve more clients. So it's not necessarily going to get rid of lawyers, but the lawyers that don't use it, it will get rid of them for sure.
And the other thing it'll accomplish, and this is really strange, I think it could actually knock college programs down from 4 years to 2 years, because some of it, if you no longer need to do it, why are you going to study it?
That's already a question, man. That's already a question. I agree. It is going to change the education system. Has no choice.
I mean, in some cases, you might not even need teachers. You just walk in and start dealing with the AI for some specific subjects that don't require the human invention. It's just basically getting through A to B. It's going to knock out some of, even in college degrees and all of that. It's just totally going to change everything.
I think it's going to make it so that the skills that are most important are more of the soft skills like the ability to think critically. I don't necessarily, this is not to disparage doctors, but I don't necessarily have to be a doctor if I know how to be a diagnostic specialist. If I can ask the right questions and get the responses out of the AI, you'll be able to control or get through a lot of the stuff that today you wouldn't be able to get through. And that is how I think it's going to change. It's not going to require somebody to have trained knowledge, as long as you have the ability to think outside the box, think critically, ask open-ended questions, and things of that nature. It's going to make you way more efficient. What else? Anybody else got any questions? Okay. Well, this went longer than I expected, but it was amazing. Like I said, I appreciate everybody's attendance. I look forward to doing this again. We'll be here with Chapter 2 next week. Here in the next couple weeks, we'll be launching our next debt program. So again, thank you all very much. Hopefully you all know how to get in touch with us. We'll get